Today we're going to talk about the German metal band Primal Fear, who, in my opinion, is the best alternative to Judas Priest. And while we are waiting for Rob Halford and gang to release another album, it's been a long 5 years. This band has been around for a while. It's funny that I mention Judas Priest because the very existence of this band comes from the fact that the lead singer Ralf Scheepers lost the job to Tim Ripper Owens over 25 years ago. History would have been different if we had Jugulator with Ralf Scheepers. This is also an important album for the band because of the main members of the band, Matt Sinner. He spent the last few years recovering from a major illness. It was a long road to recovery, but the band just celebrated their 25th anniversary. And in addition, they prepared a new album called Code Red. The subject matter of today's video released on September 1st, 2023 through Atomic Fire. It was produced by bass player Matt Sinner and co-produced by vocalist Ralf Scheepers, as well as guitarist Tom Naumann. It was mixed and mastered by a longtime collaborator, Jacob Hansen at Hansen Studios. And the cover artwork is really awesome. All of their artwork is great, and it was designed by Stan W. Decker. Let's talk about Primal Fear. They are a German power metal band formed in 1997 by Ralf Scheepers. He was in the band Gamma Ray, and also Matt Sinner, who was on bass and vocals, and he is also in the band Sinner. So the band is labeled as power metal. They have a little of that classic sound, similar to bands like Halloween or Gamma Ray. Two bands that do have ties with, but I would call them more like power metal and traditional heavy metal with some other elements mixed into the sound. There's a little bit of like speed metal here and there. But let me read an excerpt from a review I found on Encyclopedia Metallum from a user named Gasmask _ Colostomy. He describes the band's sound perfectly by saying, heavier than Halloween, but not so varied. Hookier than Accept, but more predictable. Grittier than Powerwolf, but less popular. All of those being German bands. But with that being said, let's get into the songs. So Another Hero starts off the album. This one is a banger. Has that cool heavy metal chugging sound. Ralf Scheepers lets out some big screams at the beginning of the song. It's also kind of catchy. It reminded me a little of the band Halloween. This is also a melodic song, a good one to start off the album. Bring That Noise is another melodic song. It also has some heavy guitar riffs. This song has some rapid fire drumming and chugging guitars in some parts with some slower melodic parts mixed in. This is a killer song with some cool twists and turns. The song is heavy and it kicks like Chuck Norris fighting Bruce Lee. The song is very intense and it's just a great song. Deep in the Night is the third song, and here they decide to slow down a little with some traditional heavy metal guitar riffs in the intro. The song has a nice bass guitar sound as well as some chunky guitar riffs. The song is very memorable because it has one of those choruses that sticks in your head. I also like the use of the harmonized guitars in the second half of the song. It's a great song because it's so melodic. Cancel Culture is an interesting song about the state of the internet today with people using their keyboards to go to war. It starts with this Middle Eastern sounding guitar riff and it takes off into a fast and heavy song. The song has more of that traditional power metal sound with fast drum beats and melodic guitar riffs. This is another song with those catchy choruses. There's also a cool breakdown with stop-start guitar riffs and this part that sounds like violins or like Cashmere played at a high speed. They also have a music video for this one. Overall, one of the best songs on the album. Play a Song is more of a traditional metal song. It reminds me of some of the later output by Judas Priest or Saxon. It's just straightforward heavy metal with chugging guitars and soaring vocals. There were a few instrumental parts that reminded me of Iron Maiden, but I will be mentioning that band later on in this video. There's another song that sounds just like Maiden. But the song also has a cool message about the power of music. The lyrics are kind of cheesy, but it's good. This World on Fire, or The World on Fire, is another cool song. This has a slow melodic intro. It builds up as it moves along. It goes into some traditional heavy metal with some chugging guitar bits. This one reminded me of Judas Priest again with some of those high-pitched Rob Halford style screams. You also get some blazing guitar solos and harmonized leads on this song. Their Gods Have Failed is next. And remember how I mentioned Iron Maiden before? Well, this one reminds me of the writing on the wall from their last album, Senjutsu. It even has that southern rock intro with that epic backdrop. I've also heard some reviews compare this to Mother Russia, but anyway, I like the writing on the wall. I like Mother Russia. I like this song. It's very epic. It has some cleaner guitars in the verses and softer vocals. It's also the longest song, about 7.5 minutes. You have these epic parts with big drums and choir style vocals in the background. There's even one part kind of sounds like someone speaking in a crowd, and this one is just packed with different ideas. I think it's one of the best on the album. Now, Steelmelter is one of those songs. It kind of sounds like Judas Priest with heavy guitar riffs and the big vocals. And I'm talking about steel being melted, and it's just a metal thing. The Steelmelter kind of sounds like this big creature, like a Mega Godzilla, or maybe the Jugular or the Painkiller. But either way, it's pure heavy metal. Rage by Pain is another heavy metal song. This one had more of that 80s metal sound. It has all the elements that make a good metal song, such as the heavy one-word shouts in the chorus and the cool drum fills. You get that flashy solo, and they do all this in like a little over 3 minutes. The next song is called Forever, and we're almost at the end of the album. The two songs left in the album, and after a full album's worth of metal, we get a power ballad. It's not too bad. It has the orchestration in the background, the sustained power chords, and melodic vocals. It's like this epic, like God of War style ballad, if that's even a thing. You get harmonized lead guitar parts, so no complaints here. Pretty cool power ballad. Fearless is the last song on the album, and this one has a darker and heavier sound. You can hear more aggression in the vocals, and the guitar riffs are very heavy, but with that said, it's still a very melodic song. The song was pretty good. It was consistent with the other songs on the album. So in conclusion, it is a solid album. If I have anything negative to say, that it was a little long. They could have trimmed it down a few minutes, but that's just a personal preference. I like those like 40-minute albums, but it's like 58 minutes. So this band never disappoints. What I like about this band is that, they don't sound too much like power metal, just like enough for the power metal fan. But if you like those classic bands, Judas Priest, Accept, you can appreciate this, and just nice balance of melody and heaviness. And it's just a really good album. I think all their albums are great. This band is consistent. They're not reinventing the wheel or anything. They're just, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So it's solid. My score is an 8.5 out of 10. Let me know in the comments what you think, and that is all.
Thanks for watching. Please remember to like this video. It helps me with the algorithm. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and check out this other video right here. And please comment and all that. I will see you in the next one. Let's watch Chuck Norris as this video fades out. It's a pretty cool scene. I had to put it back in here.